Cleopatra wasn't Egyptian, let that sink in. The most famous queen of Egypt, whose image is etched in our minds as the ultimate embodiment of Egyptian royalty, wasn't even born of Egyptian blood. Now, how did a Greek teenager rise to become the last pharaoh of Egypt and rewrite history on her own terms? This is the untold evolution of Cleopatra, queen, linguist, strategist, and survivor. Born in 69 BCE, Cleopatra's seventh Philopator was the daughter of Ptolemy XII, a Greek general descended from Alexander the Great's line. The Ptolemies were not Egyptian, they ruled Egypt as conquerors, not natives, for nearly 3 centuries. Yet Cleopatra was different. Unlike her predecessors who clung to their Greek heritage, Cleopatra embraced Egypt as her own, learning its culture, its gods, and most importantly, its language. Yes, Cleopatra was a polyglot. She spoke 9 languages, including Egyptian, a feat no Ptolemaic ruler before her had achieved. Greek, Latin, Hebrew, Aramaic, you name it. She could outwit diplomats in their own tongues and command loyalty from her people in theirs. To the Egyptians, she was not a foreigner, she was one of them. But Cleopatra's journey to power was anything but smooth. At just 18, she inherited a kingdom teetering on the brink of collapse. Egypt was drowning in debt, its borders threatened by the Roman Empire, and its court riddled with betrayal. Cleopatra's co-ruler? Her younger brother Ptolemy XIII, a child manipulated by scheming advisors. Exiled from her own palace in Alexandria, Cleopatra didn't despair. She didn't weep. She plotted. She raised an army, and with the odds stacked against her, she made her boldest move yet, seeking the aid of the most powerful man in the known world, Julius Caesar. Cleopatra knew her charm was her weapon. But how do you impress a man like Caesar? Not with wealth, he had that. Not with armies, he commanded the mightiest on earth. Cleopatra had to make an unforgettable entrance. Legend has it that she smuggled herself into his chambers rolled up in a rug. Picture the audacity, the drama, the sheer brilliance of that moment. Cleopatra didn't just meet Caesar, she mesmerized him. In her, Caesar found not just a queen but an equal, a woman as cunning and ambitious as he was. With Caesar's backing, Cleopatra reclaimed her throne. But she wasn't content to be a puppet queen. Cleopatra transformed Egypt into a hub of culture, science, and politics. Under her reign, the Nile became the lifeblood of innovation, trade flourished, and the great library of Alexandria reached its zenith. And Cleopatra herself was the heart of it all. She hosted diplomats, outwitted adversaries, and ruled with an iron will. But fate wasn't done testing her. After Caesar's assassination, Cleopatra's world turned upside down. The Roman Empire was in chaos, and Egypt's future hung in the balance. Enter Mark Antony, Caesar's former ally, and the man who would become Cleopatra's greatest partner, and her greatest downfall. Antony needed Egypt's wealth, and Cleopatra needed Rome's protection. Together, they dreamed of an empire spanning east and west. Their love story became the stuff of legend, but it wasn't just romance, it was a political gamble of epic proportions. Their alliance provoked the wrath of Octavian, Caesar's heir. At the Battle of Actium, Antony and Cleopatra's forces were crushed. Defeated but unbroken, Cleopatra returned to Alexandria, where she prepared for the ultimate showdown. Facing capture, Cleopatra chose death over humiliation. She famously allowed a venomous asp to bite her, ending her life at 39. But was it truly suicide? Or a calculated act to preserve her legacy? The truth remains shrouded in mystery. Cleopatra's death marked the end of the Ptolemaic dynasty and the beginning of Roman rule in Egypt. But her story didn't end there. Over the centuries, Cleopatra has been painted as a seductress, a tyrant, a genius. Who was she, really? She was more than the lover of Caesar and Antony. Cleopatra was a scholar, a strategist, a mother, and above all, a queen who dared to challenge the might of Rome. Her evolution from a Greek outsider to Egypt's most iconic ruler is a testament to her unmatched brilliance and resilience. Cleopatra wasn't just a queen. She was a force of nature, a woman who defied the odds and shaped the course of history. And that is the story of Cleopatra, the queen who refused to be forgotten. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this deep dive into Cleopatra's extraordinary life, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more untold histories of legendary figures. See you in the next one.